Response is verging on infinite zero.
Ava Sirius and Geofront are approaching the E layer and still rising.
Current altitude is 220,000 kilometers.
The Ava Sirius is operational.
Now entering F layer.
The anti-AT field from Lilith is expanding and materializing.
That I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love.
Anti-AT fit has exceeded critical limits.
Soon, individual entities will be unable to maintain their separate forms.
The Chamber of Guff is open. The door to both the beginning and the end of the world.
And welcome to the other side of that door. Yes, I know I couldn't help myself when I saw that symbol there. Neon Genesis. just immediately came into my head. So this is one of those rare times. So we'll see here that Anno's history of clinical depression was the main source of many of the psychological elements of the series and its characters, as he wrote down on paper several of the trials and tribulations of his conditions. Well, isn't that just fantastic? We're going to see how that all ties in here together with the sacred geometry and the energy and life in the universe. We'll see here that Evangelion's plot became increasingly dark and psychological as the series progressed, despite being broadcast in a children's television time slot. Hanno felt that people should be exposed to the realities of life at as young an age as possible, and by the end of the series, all attempts at tradition of narrative logic were abandoned. Well, isn't that just What do you think he was trying to show us? What things of life did we need to see? Notice how clinical depression, dangerous mental traveling, all those drugs, all that mind, all that spiritualness are all connected into one and the same. Notice how Neon Genesis was showing you sacred Notice how he based everything off religions of the world. Unbelievable. This is why DMT is even more dangerous, because think about this. We have AT fields, right? So AT fields, we can just think of them as another form of magnetic field. And AT fields are geometric. And anti-AT fields is that individual AT fields, the light of the soul, barrier of the heart, the ego collapse, and the soul is freed from the body. In Lilum, this results in the individual's body reverting back to its original form of LCL. This happens because a body cannot maintain its shape without an AT field. What would happen if our magnetic fields failed? Just think about that. Just think about when you do DMT. You're collapsing your AT field and you're allowing those spirits, you're allowing yourself to be absorbed in the universe and turned and whatever if you're not prepared. I mean, just think about it as it all goes tumbling down. All those people who are just unprepared, unaware, and uninformed about what is really going on in the spiritual dimensions, what is really going on in the universe. But they'll be led down a tumbling dark path indeed. Just like the scene at the end there when everyone was being absorbed. Unbelievable, but let us continue on with solving the mysteries of gravity, magnetism, the universe, ancient Egyptian energy and agriculture, piezoelectric knowledge. Unbelievable, look at this. Millions of people all over the world have been fooled, including myself, by wrong drawings in geography books and showing how the Earth's yearly path around the sun causes summer and winter. In fact, the drawings are wrong. I was lucky. I made a rock telescope and a rock sundial, and they defooled me. Now I know the right path that the Earth follows. The scientists should come to the Rock Gate, Homestead, Florida, and have a look at the new... Unbelievable. How many scientists have gone there? How many of them have seen what this intrepid young scientist over here, who was unlocking the mysteries and secrets of the pre-flood knowledge, he says he discovered it. But yet, why are we still taught the BS today? Why are we still kept suppressed? Why are we still lied to? I mean, this makes absolute perfect sense to me. And look at this. More evidence for sphere Earth. Triggering information right here. I mean, we can see right here that the red line is clearly the circle of the Earth. The brown line is the equator. Oh my goodness. And then what is that right there? The magenta line. The magnetic poles. The north. Notice where they're located at. Before magnetic shifts. Unbelievable. Notice how we're experiencing a magnetic shift right now. All those animals that rely on magnetic instincts are just dying. Locust swarm, super wolf blood moons. Unbelievable amount of just unbelievableness happening right now. Look at this. Right here, look at this quartz, which is a silicon dioxide like most sand, is unaffected by most solvents and remains crystalline to hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit. We just got learning that about the Earth's core. We think that it's a giant, maybe crystalline magnet in sacred geometric form. The property that makes it an electronic miracle is the fact that when compressed or bent, it generates a charge or voltage on its surface. This is fairly common phenomenon called the piezoelectric effect. But how many of you knew? They say it's a common phenomenon, but let us think about our friends over here in the Egyptian energy. What a coincidence that their environment of the Egyptian Empire. I mean, let's think about this. What are the odds that someone with pre-flood knowledge, someone that showed them, what are the odds that they were shown the perfect electrical system for their environment? I mean, you have a massive desert with the Nile River, that's water right there. Triggering water, amplified with concentrations of sediments, i.e. quartz, allowing you to transmit and broadcast those signals over large distances. What are the odds that the piezoelectric technology that they were introduced to was the perfect electric technology for their civilization and environment? I don't believe in coincidences. It's truly unbelievable how they were able to be shown the secrets of this pre-flood knowledge and incorporate it into their society. Look at how long they lasted. But we all know what happened in the end there, just as America's approaching the same kind of fate. Unbelievable. Look at this. What else do we know about Egypt? Granodiorite was quarried at Mons Claudius in the Red Sea Governorate in eastern Egypt from the 1st century AD to the mid-3rd century AD. Oh my gosh, much of the quarried stone was transported to Rome for use in major projects such as the Pantheon and Hadrian's Villa. Additionally, oh my god, it was used for the Rosetta Stone. Another coincidence. Unlocking ancient knowledge, this ancient stone, magnetism, ancient power sources. We're gonna all learn in the next episode how it ties in. I mean, think about this. We have the dendra bulb right here. Think about that word dendra here. What else do we know that has a similar tone to that? Oh yeah, dendrite. What do we know about dendrite? Look at this. A short branch extension of nerve cells along which impulse receive. Oh my goodness, what a coincidence. And a crystal or crystalline mass with a branching tree-like structure. Oh my, it all just makes way too much sense now. When you think of the dendra bulb, you think of crystals that glow with magnetic induction. It's truly, just think about this. They had all the information of source fields, magnetic fields, planet, the stars, the universe, all this knowledge people could only dream of having access today. So when you think about that and you combine this with the dendra bulb, this makes absolute perfect sense here. They could have a dendronite crystalline structure in there with just the glass. All these materials are found within their environment. So it's not so out of the question that they weren't able to build this with ease. It's just like the, Paris knowledge, only select individuals knew how it was done. And then when I see this right here, and I think of Edward's book and how he said he unlocked the secrets of the people who showed the Egyptians how to build, I think of the perpetual motion, magnetism, dendrite, the dendra bulb. Just think about that copper wiring in there, with that magnetic base, and the induction when they rock it or whatever, or when they charge it on the quartz-like crystalline glass would glow, providing them with light through magnetism, inductions, and quartz crystal. Beyond possible, in the next episode.